microphone. So I just got back from a concert on Friday, Social Distortion and Bad Religion in Indianapolis. It was awesome, and I cannot wait to talk about that one. But a lot of buzz out there about AC/DC being back, and I have to admit that I was worried about this because I've seen some of Angus Young's playing over the past few years. I've seen people, Malcolm passed away, Cliff Williams not on tour, Bill Rudd. So you got Brian Johnson and you've got Angus Young. So Angus Young being the only original member left, and you have to wonder at what point do they become a cover band of themselves. But the buzz is that this is good. Riff Raff, Dirty Deeds, Thunderstruck. I know all these songs really well. Let There Be Rock. Let's try some Shoot to Thrill. Let's see what they got left. Lots of standing around talking. AC/DC doesn't care about awkward pauses. I've learned that. Still got the walk, man. Is he in his 70s yet? I'll have to look up his age. Angus Young's never gonna dye his hair. Screw that. Brian Johnson sounds about as good as I've heard him sound for a while. I wonder how much better he could sing if he didn't always hunch his shoulders. Not that I'm going to tell Brian Johnson how to sing, but that seems like a strange posture. He's always... Let's hear the solo. Man, he's still got that vibrato, the Angus Young vibrato. Sounds pretty good. That's promising. What else we got? How about, let's see what Let There Be Rock is like. I mean, stacks of Marshalls going up to the ceiling. It's ridiculous. Only one has a microphone. Whatever that bass player is. Drummers say that this is the hardest AC/DC song to drum, and it's not because the part is complicated, but this is a forearm burner. That fast, steady beat for minutes on end with no break. There, he got to hit a crash. Man, he is still as precise as ever. So that's another one of his brothers back there. I think it's weird that they have him using the same Gretsch as Malcolm. Like, it's made to look like Malcolm Young's guitar, you know, with the pickups out. I'm not sure whether it has like the little extra buttons and stuff on there, but everybody knows that's not Malcolm Young. So not sure really what the idea is there. If you go back, I don't know whether these guys are using in-ear monitors. They've got wedge monitors on the floor. I don't know how much they've embraced technology. Like, I guarantee you they're not doing all the Motley Crue shit with, you know, synchronized laptop click tracks in their ears and all that kind of garbage. Like, they're playing straight up playing. They could always play, and they can still play. You can hear them. They can still play. The three ingredients that made early AC/DC great: the psychic connection between Malcolm and Angus, Bill Rudd's amazing timekeeping, and that that the simplicity of the rhythm section, but it was rock solid, absolutely rock solid. And then Bon Scott's personality. And of course, once Bon Scott died, Angus Young becomes the default single figurehead left. If you go back, we will return to the new AC/DC, but Apollo Theater Glasgow, this is a good one. On my list of if I ever invent a time machine, or if I get a ride on a time machine and I can go back and pick a few bands that I can see in their career, I would pick 1977, 78 AC/DC. Go back and watch these concerts. They're remarkable. You know, James Brown's band was really tight. This is a super, super tight band. They just played their butts off constantly touring, and they were so good. Anyway, let's get back to the AC/DC of 2024. Let's look at Dirty Deeds. Let's see how Dirty Deeds sounds. Different camera angle, different person. I don't know if I'm into seeing him in a big arena again. I saw him 3 times. I saw him on the Who Made Who tour, Heat Seeker, and another one like right in there. But this does look like fun. It was loud as shit too. Probably one of the loudest concerts I've ever been to. It's so loud I couldn't even hear it. Boy, Angus is looking old. Brian Johnson sounds pretty good. He's still got that like small, rusty Brian Johnson voice, but what else? Riff Raff, that's an old one. That's from Power Age. I wonder when I don't think this was on the set list for a long time. I haven't been paying that close of attention over the last few years, but it's a good song. I really miss the songs from this era. It's another thing about those Bon Scott concerts when they were playing this stuff when it was fresh. Good. Love Angus Young's guitar tone. I wonder if that's really still like a real Marshall, or if they're doing some kind of modeling now. It always sounds like that though. Sounds good. Little flub there. Whoops. That's a little rough. Somebody's fixing his wireless for him. Sounds a little bit stiff. I mean, you got 3 guys back there who are an AC/DC cover band. So Brian Johnson's doing a pretty good job. Shot Down in Flames. Boy, this guy had the nosebleed seats, didn't he? That's I feel your pain. Brian Johnson with the crowd. High Voltage. I want to hear some High Voltage. Oh, doing a little bit of ad-libbing. I want to start singing Monet Monet with that bass line. Man, I just wish there was one more real member in there. You know, one person in the rhythm section, a Phil Rudd or a Cliff Williams. You Even though they're going to replace Malcolm, but I feel like it sounds good. It doesn't sound like AC/DC of the 70s or AC/DC of the 80s to me, but it's good. And I would take this any day, over like the crap that Motley Crue is trying to serve you, a big shovel of crap that they want you to buy. But I wish there was a Phil Rudd behind the drums, or Cliff Williams. It's not that these guys aren't playing the parts, but it just doesn't feel. It sounds good. It just doesn't feel like I would want it. I wonder if they play Mist of Time. They have Mist of Time. They're not playing that one live, are they? Have they ever played that live? Doesn't look like it. That's too bad. That was, for me, that's the best new AC/DC song that's come around in a long time. We do deviate. Let's not deviate. Let's pick one more. Let's listen to Thunderstruck. That's got that technical guitar part, which I've seen Angus Young mess up recently. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's playing way better than I could ever play it, but there's a little bit of fudging going on too. But he's Angus Young, he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. It's his song. Yeah, put your phones up. Everybody wants to record Thunderstruck. Backup vocals sound pretty good. What's that guy's name? It's not Joe. Steve. Is that Steve Young? He's got some big shoes to fill. Takes some balls to step into that job, doesn't it? Brian's, he's struggling a little bit there. I wonder if the song is unusually high for him. Oh, I feel like he's working to do this one. Speeding up a little bit. Look, they're adding special electrical effects to them on the screen. That is high tech for AC/DC. Boy, I know people want to hear this song. If I were them, I'd cut this and throw Mist of Time in there. When I saw them in the 80s, some interview I read that they didn't even do sound checks. So they would go and play arenas and stadiums. They would just set everything up and put the dials, and they would just come out and start playing the first song, and then the sound guy would have to scramble to try to get it all balanced out because they liked the unpredictability. And I guess when you're the AC/DC machine, there's kind of this mechanistic drive to these songs, and they've played most of them thousands of times. So whatever you need to inject, I guess, some kind of excitement. And they also used to play, as far as I know, they would play without a set list. And they would go up and they liked to just be able to kind of feel the crowd and figure out what they wanted to play next. So they would play a song and then it would go dark and you'd see them all huddling by the drums for a minute. And then they'd come out with the next one. When you start having special effects and things like that, you know, that are keyed in, I think it makes it a little bit tougher to deviate and be a little bit more spontaneous. And obviously, like, a lot of their songs do have gimmicky effects. The bell comes down and there's like different lighting and things. So that has, I'm sure, changed over the years. Let's listen to the chorus here. huddling by the drums too. I don't know, it's hard to hear up there. They're still doing a lot of like, you know, you can see them looking at each other for visual cues. We've got a really big stage to have everybody so close together. Well, Angus is prepared. I'll tell you that. He sounds really good. Other than, you know, a little bit here and there. And let's see what Back in Black sounds like. This is like a 62,000 some seat venue. Look at them, the way they're all just like... I mean, they're getting old. At least those two. I feel like they're... This is pretty bad audio. I feel like they're both doing a pretty admirable job of moving around, but yeah. Where's the set list? Well, they opened with If You Want Blood. Back in Black, so that was the second song, Demon Fire. That must be a newer one. I don't know what that is. Shot Down in Flames, Thunderstruck, Have a Drink on Me, Hell's Bells, Shauna, Stiff Upper Lip. That's a newer one too. You Shook Me All Night Long, Rock and Roll Train, Shoot Your Thrill, Sin City, Giving the Dog a Bone, Dirty Deeds, Dog Eat Dog. Only a Bad Place to Be, A Lot of Rosie, Let There Be Rock, TNT, and For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. So that's a pretty standard AC/DC set list. Yeah, man, I wish I could have seen them in a small club at one point. That would have been freaking amazing. I want to see If You Want Blood, and then we'll call it. Angus Young on the catwalk. Looks like he's struggling there too. They also must not have his voice dialed in yet, like in the sound system. That sounds a little bit better. Yeah, that looks like fun. There's a reason why they are where they are after 50 years, because they know what they're doing. They always have. I just finished reading a book called, what's it called? Highway to Hell, about Bon Scott. And it was fascinating. It filled in tons of details for me for the Bon Scott years of the band and about the post-war music scene in Australia. So highly recommended. I'll probably make some videos about that, actually. That's one of the things that got me into watching all those old AC/DC videos with now. Because of the miracle of the internet, you can find all that stuff that never would have been available 20 or 30 years ago to the average person. So anyway, they sound pretty good to me. I think they're back. Maybe they never left. We are going to lose a lot of really good hard rock musicians over the next 10 or 20 years. They're not going to be around forever. So if you have not seen AC/DC, if you're a hard rock fan, you like their music, and you haven't gotten to see them before, go see them while you can. You will not be sorry. Save your Motley Crue money. Go see somebody real.